Hi there, boys and girls. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a cityscape collage. A collage is a picture that you make out of a variety of materials, and really you can make that out of anything you have available, whether it be cereal boxes or magazines, junk mail, newspaper, anything that you have available you can use. I even used a grocery bag for my background here because I didn't have a piece of construction paper that was like a nice even color. And that's where I'm going to start with this one. So I started with a piece of paperboard, just a cereal box, and I cut one side of it to keep. And then what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to use some glue. And if you're thinking, oh goodness, Mr. Sala, I don't have glue. How am I going to do a collage? If you don't have glue, that's okay. You can still do a collage. And what you'll do at the end is just take a picture of it when you get to the point where you would glue stuff, so that you'll remember what it looks like. So I put glue on that, and then I'm putting my bag, put my cardboard inside it, and then what I'm going to do is cut off some of the extra, and I'm going to leave a little bit hanging off, and I'll show you why. So I cut the sides off there, and the reason I'm doing that is because I want to tape it on the back, just so I don't have this mess hanging off. So if you need a plain background, and do you have to do this? No, absolutely not. But I thought it was a neat trick, a neat way of using something that I'm sure most of you have at home to give yourself a nice flat background. And then, since mine was gray, it'll give me sort of a dark, gloomy-ish kind of day. So maybe I'll brighten it up with some other things. But then there I have my background. And I found a gray piece of paper that I cut into a strip to make my road. Most stuff you are going to find is going to have text on it. And if that bothers you, one thing that I will usually do is I will end up just turning those pieces upside down or sideways, just so it's harder to tell what they are. And here I'm just cutting out little pieces of yellow from a cereal box to make the lines in the middle of my road. But I like to lay things out first before I glue. So you won't see me doing much gluing in this video aside from what I just did, because it's a good idea to lay things out, make sure you like them before you really get too far into things. I'm going to make a skyscraper for one of mine, and for that I'm actually going to, I cut out a few pieces and I'm just going to kind of stack them so that it will be, so that they'll be going down in size as they go up, like a skyscraper would be. So I cut out long rectangular pieces, and you can decide if they want to be right next to one another or if they need some space. And then when I need windows, what I'll do is I'll find a piece of black and I'll cut tiny little pieces. If you want doors around, if you want accents around them, like you see around these doors, I cut a bigger rectangle and then I put the smaller ones inside. But I found a long piece of black, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut almost to the end. with these. And the reason I'm trying to do this is that it's always nice to work smart rather than hard if you can. So I'll cut, with all these together, I can cut lots of windows because I'll need those for my skyscrapers or my buildings. So then I can put those across each of my buildings to make the windows for them. And this could be where, if it's something you know that they're going to be the way that you want them, you could go ahead and glue those. And most glue, like glue sticks at least, you could just go over this whole thing because it'll dry clear, and then you could put those in place. So if you know for certain the way something's going to be, just go ahead and put it on there just to lock it in. And we would do that for all of the buildings. The other thing I'm going to show you real quick is, so we would do that for all of our buildings until we get it to look more like this one. And I tore some paper for my clouds there, just some newspaper. The other thing I was going to show you real quick is doing a car or a truck. And I like to draw things before I cut them out. I think it always helps. So I'll draw my shape that I want it to be. And if I need two of something, like I need 2 tires for this obviously, I'll fold my paper in half. That way when I cut this out, I'll get both of my tires at one cutting, and they'll both be the same size. That way we're not distracted by it being the wrong size. And then I would continue and add the wheels inside those tires. I would add my windows like I did with this truck over here. But that's how you can go about making your city. You can also add small details to things later, like I could write the name of this diner with a marker or a colored pencil or a pen. So you can add some small details with other materials too. But have fun with it, and I'd love to see it when you're done. Happy collaging!